हम शगुफे हम है कलियां हम है आने सिलसिला हमको सुंदर कर रहा है बाग़बाने सिलसिला करिया खुशबुओं की।
We have different types of rally. One rally is by running, and the rally is by bicycle, and this one is it was by car.
It's an adventure quest which makes the body, the mind, and everything works.
We have assembled many people, Khuddam, Ansar, Atfal, and even Lajinas participating in this auto rally.
So the rally is split into three parts. The first part was the questionnaire that has to be given to all the participants. The second part was the track itself. And the third part is about the physical activities at the end of each stages. We had to read to them the laws governing this rally.
The rules.
The rules, especially the rules and the regulation. So all this was explained to them. And the rally started, they were supposed to start their rally by 9. And we had to go from Dar es Salaam to Austerlog.
Bon, rentrer dans l'air là parce qu'il aime là, quand nous pouvons une première équipe, comment on peut faire, nous pouvons trouver qu'ils ont des difficultés. Mais puisque il y a ce système de bonus indice là, bon, pensez que pour essayer, pour besoin téléphoner pour demander qu'on rentre, pour rentrer dans l'air exact.
What is a Stalog? Stalog is a Dutch name called Smallwood, and it is a protected sanctuary. They have what we call the body ben, ebony tree, which is a very rare tree and which is famous for knowing that it grows only 1 millimeter per year. And when we had it in Mauritius, when the French was cutting it down, it was big as 1,000 years. And they cut almost all the ebony trees in Mauritius.
Sa chemin que nous utilisons prend pour l'ostéologue là, sa chemin ostéologue là, est tellement cassé que beaucoup de participants, tu peux gagner tracas, comme on dit, le tension rayé, gagner problème, mais par la grâce de là, que Jamat, tous une collaboré, tout finalement une réussite arrive là-bas.
Also, each stage we have two objects, two things, two fruits, anything that the participant had to bring. So at the start of the stage at Dar es Salaam, they knew what was the object. So on the road, they had to find the objects, or buy it, or go in the forest or anywhere they had to go.
The new thing that we added in this rally is to have a selfie.
Yeah.
To be taken with, that is the main thing, the main discovery of the stage. And for the first stage that they had to do a selfie with a body band. So that was the aim behind it, that the whole team need to do a selfie with a body band. And every stages we had it like this, that they had to take a selfie with something which was very important for us. We have put a football exercise, which was a very simple one, is to hit a bottle from a distance with a ball, a hanging bottle from a distance, but has proved to be very difficult for many of us. So that was the fun part of it. So in the rally we had another team which was led by Khalid Banu Saeb. He was responsible for the tracking of the teams.
The objective of the tracking team was to track the participants of the auto rally to make sure they're not going the wrong direction. We call them when they take another direction, and we also monitor their speed so that they don't do excess speed. Though some did, they had to be penalized for this. So the main objective was to get everybody to the final destination on time so that the next stage starts correctly. And the challenge for us, the tracking team, that we have to go to the final destination. We had to every time hide ourselves so that the participant doesn't follow us because they know we're going to go to the next destination. Alhamdulillah, everything there was no accident, everything went well, alhamdulillah.
The second stage started some 30 minutes after the first stage. We had a small break. They were given some food, snacks also. But the main part was to go to the first spot where they had to take a selfie. The selfie was very important, so they had to decipher, to translate the Latin words we had on the track, on the clue sheet. So that brought them to that place where there is a ferry.
In fact, it was also linked to the history part of two brothers, Anubis and Bata. And that was in the history. So if they could understand the clue, they would have known that Anubis' Bata is a famous history, Egyptian history, which talks about the fratricide between these two brothers. And the ferry actually is at this place actually, at De Frères. So it was linked, the history of Egypt was linked to this very particular place where they had to go for the selfie.
Then from De Frères, there is a scenic way, a scenic route. You had to use this scenic route to Grande Sud-Est, then up to the final part.
And the physical stages also was very funny in the time, because this is a classic one of, the clue said to bring a stick not more than 150 centimeters. And they were given rope, and then with the rope,
yeah, they had to tie the four lengths of 150 to be approximately 450. The object was placed on a distance of 450. They had to bring that object towards them. It was at source it was a rugby ball. So when we found,
we on the eve, when we changed it on the eve actually, so we thought that we know that nobody will get the rugby ball. So what the second object was to bring was a coconut, which was the same sphere, is the same type of has the same structure of a rugby ball. So we asked them to bring a coconut. So if it is not round, even when you will try to
pull it
towards you, it won't come. It won't come easily to you.
This event was quite tough. It was not easy to tie up the different sticks together, and we did not manage to do it, unfortunately. At the end, we decided to abandon that event because we were wasting too much time, and we decided to focus on the next bit.
If I remember it well, I think only one team managed to do this exercise well. But it was not easy to do the exercise.
Yeah, that was difficult, because
But this is an exercise which we call in jargon a creative one. They had their team building and very creative one, that they knew exactly. There's a clue where exactly to tie the knot so that the stick does not fall out. Unfortunately, not everybody, most of them fall out this exercise, and I think we can put it in to be considered in the next rally.
Nous terminons la deuxième étape avec namaz Zohar et Asr. Ensuite, nous commençons la troisième étape. Et premier checkpoint, troisième étape, c'était nous utiliser un selfie avec le père de la nation, Sassou Sagaram Goulam, comme c'était le jour de l'indépendance. Nous pas qu'à empêcher nous rendre hommage au père de la nation.
And then from there, the second most important of the stage was to have all the Ansarullahs to go to Maqbara Musian. Not only to go to Maqbara Musian, but also to pay tribute to all our elders and to our Musis.
It will encourage the participant to join the scheme of Wasiyat. The checkpoint was to come here to take a photo with the Qabr of Maulana Shamse Sukhia Sahib, and this will develop something in the participant so that they can join the, as I said, the scheme of Wasiyat.
For those who has been working with him, with Maulana Shamse Sukhia, which is, I think, has a lot to do with all what we have now. The Murabbis that we have now, he has done a good deal for them. And just to have this, to pay this tribute, that is why we choose his tomb for the selfie. That was to have a small aparté, how we said, for him. So we had to pay him a tribute. So going to Maqbara Musian was only the way also to make all the 100 people to visit the Maqbara Musian, which does not happen every year, does not happen every day. Yeah. Also to let the youngsters know about the history of the Jamaat.
So the participant had to do some activities ranging from pre-primary to senior level.
The team itself asked all the participants to do something which was not in the program. That reading, singing Glory to Thee, or reading a Nazam and so on. It was so fun, you know, it was so fun. And at the end, we informed them that there was no point at all for this. This was very nice.
The last stage started as from Scotch Militaire, which was to bring them to Salazie, which was the final stage. So they had to follow a track. On the track there was Jeanne d'Arc. You know, Jeanne d'Arc was a soldier in the France Revolution. And Jeanne d'Arc used an arc.
It was a hint actually to give to the participant team that your next physical stage is going to use an arrow and bow. An arrow and bow.
Yeah, that was the part. The second part of it was to bring them to another place of the Ahmadiyya Mauritius, was to bring the participant to the cemetery of Circonstance Saint-Pierre, where we have the tomb of Hafiz Jamal Ahmad Sahib. So the cemetery was on the way at Circonstance. They did their photo, the selfie. Then they had to move towards Salazie. Salazie is where we had the last part of the stage, the final part, the last arrival, where we will have the results survey.
Well, for this round, we were asked among the various objects we were told to bring at the end of the round. One of them was a fish, which is known as a long tail, because it has a long tail, and they asked for a red long tail. Well, the challenge we face is that these days, this particular, kind of fish is quite rare. In the rivers of Mauritius, so we spent quite some time to try and get one. Also, we had the challenge that we didn't have the appropriate, tools or equipment to catch a fish. So we tried to improvise with a dupatta, a horni, and some bread. And alhamdulillah, we managed to get one, and this was, I think, the object that got us the most amount, of points for that round.
Then the participants discovered the place where we brought them at Salazi. It is the...
I think it's in the Sali, it is the first time that we went to
such a
to end the rally at a hunting place. So we end the stages there. And just to put them into the mood of hunting, we brought the arrow and bow as physical activity. And as the hadith says, Hazrat Rasulullah said, every boy should know how to swim and how to use the bow and the arrow. So what is this is the aim behind. So that's why we did an exercise of aiming for using the bow and the arrow. So that was quite challenging. So to see also that hunting is not something which is so easy. It's very difficult.
Right.
And we end the rally there. I think everybody was amazed by the scene, having Quademia at the panoramic view. And it was like very refreshing also, because it was not every day that we were seeing that kind of thing. And of course, the biryani was tamam, which make it more enjoyable as well.
So we ended the rally there with namaz by Jamaat. Then we had the debriefing with the results announced.
I enjoyed my time with my Nizam Ripple after Isha. Work up to midnight in the masjid, Rizwan, trying to find the good clues and etc. That was fun. That was an interesting part. We had to be a bit mischievous to do the rally, to do one another. If we were not a bit mischievous, it would be not fun to make it.
And they knew. And the participants knew, you will do, you will force us to do something.
Of course, my partner in crime, my Nizam Ripple, which we had a great time together after so long time to organize something like this.
We enjoyed
preparing it actually, and we are ready to prepare another one.
Another one tomorrow. We are ready.
हम शगुफे हम है कलियां हम है आने सिलसिला हमको सुंदर कर रहा है बाग़बाने सिलसिला हमको सुंदर कर रहा